Well, guys, last night was absolutely historic for the Northern Lights. That was the most insane aurora that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I photographed them in both Alaska and Iceland, and I've literally never seen anything quite like that. And the craziest part about it is that I actually almost missed photographing them and seeing them entirely. And for the record, it hasn't even been 24 hours yet. I'm recording this at like 6 a.m. the following morning. I didn't really sleep at all. I was out all night, and I was like, I gotta sit down and just like decompress to talk about this for a little bit, because I mean, this was just one of the most insane nights of my entire life. So it all started yesterday morning when one of my friends actually told me that the Northern Lights were going to be out in New York City. My immediate thought was Northern Lights in New York City, like there's just too much light pollution there. It's not even possible. But it was in fact possible. Like people in the city, it was fairly faint in New York City, but people definitely saw it. So I started doing a little bit more research, and once I realized that it was a G4 very similar to the May 11th sighting of the Northern Lights, I was like, well, I missed it last time. There's just no chance that I'm missing it this time. So I was in the city at the time, and I just kind of booked it home. I was on the train trying to figure out where I wanted to watch the lights. And you kind of like plan this. If you're a photographer, you plan this thing in advance. But out of nowhere, I was kind of like, I want to shoot the Northern Lights at the Portland Headlight in Portland, Maine. And I thought that would be one of the perfect spots to do that, because you're north facing and you're on the coast there. Portland's not, it is a big city, but you're not going to get crazy light pollution. And it turns out like light pollution barely mattered last night because it was just so strong. So I ran home, and then I tried to pack my car. I was absolutely scrambling to pack my car because I was also going to stay up there for the weekend and then also visit my friends in Vermont afterwards. And so I packed my car, threw all my stuff in the refrigerator, charged my EcoFlow, and then I just jumped in the car and I was off. And I immediately hit crazy traffic in Connecticut.
All right. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to make a hard pivot. I was trying to get to Portland Headlamp. I was trying to get there by like 9:30, but that's just not happening because I left too late, I guess. I tried. You saw how fast I packed this car. Anyways, so I'm aiming for plan B. It's a little bit closer to where I'm at in New York City. Well, at least where I was. Although I'm like an hour into Connecticut now, and I have to turn around because it's projecting that I'm going to get to Portland Headlamp probably around 10:30, and I can't imagine that going down at all with traffic like this. It is around rush hour, so it's to be expected, The reality is I left too late.
I'm sitting there in standstill traffic, and I'm realizing, it's just not going to work. I'm going to get there and have to scramble, and I wanted to shoot a time lapse as well. And if you're shooting a time lapse, you want to get far before the lights actually come out so that you get them coming in. And, I was thinking there's going to be people there. There's going to be too many people. I'm not going to be able to find a spot. And it just wasn't working in my mind. And then I was also considering the fact that, 20 minutes before, when I was on the train and I was looking at these photos, doing the research, I had seen quite a few photos at Portland Headlight of the Northern Lights. But then I was thinking of this dam that is around where I grew up. It's actually in one of my hometown areas. And I was thinking to myself, I always thought it would be so cool to photograph the Northern Lights there, but I never thought they would ever show up there. Like, I was thinking, Milky Way would be perfect there. The moon was out last night, so that was not really an option. But I never quite thought that the Northern Lights would show up there because of its proximity to New York City. It's just, there's too much light pollution in the area. But I thought, this is home for me. Like, if I'm going to photograph the Northern Lights anywhere, one, I've never seen anyone post Northern Lights photos at this place, especially during the May 11th storm, throughout all the research I did. And I thought it would be way more special if I went to this place and photographed the Northern Lights there. So about an hour and a half, 2 hours into my drive to Maine, I jumped off the Merritt and I headed to this dam. This was like actually a big decision for me though, because, Portland Headlight is an iconic place. You kind of know that you're going to walk away with an incredible photo if you do get the lights there. I mean, you could just point your phone and you're going to walk away with an amazing photo there. Might be a little noisy, but still. And then, so going to the Croton Dam that I ended up going to, I was a little bit nervous because, one, it wasn't perfectly north facing, it was just off. But with all that said, I thought it was worth the risk because it would be way more special to shoot it in my home area. And that's definitely a recommendation that I have for any photographer out there. If you are trying to do your research and find areas to photograph, it's worth considering places that haven't been photographed before. And this was probably one of the few Northern Lights photos at this spot. So then I started heading to this dam, and I thought that I had so much time because, you know, the Northern Lights really weren't supposed to come out until like 9 p.m., but you can't really perfectly time this stuff. And so I'm driving to the area, and I look up, and the entire sky is red.
There's no way.
I was absolutely freaking out, and I was 5 minutes from my destination. When I got there, I didn't even know what to do with myself. Like, I had compositions in mind, and I did get some photos taken in between me freaking out, and I was the only one there for a good 30 minutes, which was pretty much the extent of that entire first burst. But once the sun went down, the sky was red, and the Northern Lights were like popping. It was just insane. And this is what I captured. So that was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. If you didn't see it this time around, definitely keep checking because there's always the possibility. It might come out tonight. If you're watching this on October 11th, there's a chance that you'll probably see them tonight as well. But it's a fantastic year for the Northern Lights, so I definitely recommend, trying every time there's another geomagnetic storm. And if you want to hear more about how to photograph the aurora, I did an entire video on the B&H YouTube channel that I will link down below. We went into great detail, and we were in Iceland of all places. But if you didn't get to catch the Northern Lights tonight, again, try and watch them tonight or keep an eye out over the rest of the year. And if you did catch them last night on October 10th, let me know in the comments below where you were watching from. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and liking this video, and I'll see you out there on the road.